I'm one of a blended family of 10 children. We're Italian, Irish, English, and Scottish. Consequently, we like to dance, sing, and eat. And oh boy, don't get us mad. My strong, amazing, tenacious mom was a ballroom dance instructor. And my dad, a professional musician, who when I was young did studio session drumming in Dallas and Nashville. Well, in 1969, he had the opportunity to audition for Elvis Presley, and he got the gig. Woohoo! It was exactly what we needed to support us all. Well, at the age of 5, I started singing jingles in Dallas in the studio. A few of us kids have that music gene. We play an instrument and sing and perform still today. And if I can boast for a second, my 79-year-old dad is currently the drummer for Neil Diamond. We're all very proud of him. Thanks for clapping for my dad. In 2006, I was 43 and a self-employed entertainer. No, not that kind of entertainer. My band performed for weddings, corporate events, clubs, bar mitzvahs. You get the idea. In October of that year, during my annual breast exam, the doctor found a lump. My head was spinning from the news. I knew what October Breast Cancer Awareness Month was all about. My sister Christine, only 11 months older than me, had been diagnosed with breast cancer. Could it be that I would hear the same words that she heard 9 years ago? I wouldn't say them until it was confirmed. A mammogram was ordered, which revealed suspicious findings. It was followed by all the diagnostic tools needed to confirm those suspicious findings. After a sleepless night, my doctor called to say those dreaded words. I'm sorry, you have breast cancer. Well, I lost it for a bit. And then I picked myself up off the floor and I looked in the mirror and I said, "Cancer, you're messing with the wrong gal." I was, after all, Italian, Irish, English, and Scottish. I wanted that cancer out of my body to begin the new year cancer-free. So we scheduled my lumpectomy for late December. At the same time, my Aunt Dot was diagnosed with aggressive brain cancer. We knew she didn't have much time. I contemplated on whether to tell her about my breast cancer. After talking with my Uncle Felix, who he himself had lung cancer, we knew she'd be so mad if she found out and I hadn't told her. So I did. I was so glad we could share that experience before she passed later that month. Well, on surgery day, the doctor asked, if we remove your sentinel node and it's in your lymph nodes, do you want us to do a mastectomy? My response, you bet, give me new perky ones. Thank goodness it was not in my lymph nodes. Well, chemo was up next. I was terrified on my first day. But when I arrived, I heard laughing. There were other warriors in there. When I moved to radiation, Karen was there from my support group. We were on the same radiation schedule, and we held survivor meetings, giggling, talking until each of us was called back. In our group, we exercised and shared stories and supported each other. And that's where my second act began. You see, even though we were dealing with cancer, We kept positive attitudes. Cancer might have been taking a toll on our bodies, but it was not going to take our spirit. Meanwhile, back on the singing front, I tried wigs over my bald head, but it was just too hot under the stage lights. And that experience debuted yet another facet of my second act. I decided to be bald and beautiful while performing. My attitude was that hair and breasts did not define me as a woman or as an entertainer. And I wanted to evoke conversation, hopefully to support others I met, and it did. People would ask, "Why are you bald?" Well, I would share my story. Many times, I ended up crying with someone who had been touched by cancer. Next, I began fundraising for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer event, and later I took a position with the American Cancer Society. I wanted to give back and make the scary journey easier for anyone else. I worked long, hard, emotional hours, but my reward was meeting extraordinary survivors, caregivers, and their families. And then cancer touched my family again. I lost my brother, aunt, uncle, and cousin. My sister, unfortunately, was re-diagnosed after 10 years of survivorship, but I'm so thankful she survived cancer a second time. My second act journey finally took me to the amazing job that I have today as a professional relations representative at Radiology Limited. Because of our community outreach program called Rad Community, I'm here today to give back. Last year, Judy reached out to us and our partnership began. I truly believe that God puts us in one another's paths for a reason. So what truths have I learned on this long and winding second act journey? There's no better time to be happy than right now. If not now, when? Our lives will always be filled with challenges. So I say to you today, don't wait to live your best life until you lose 10 pounds, gain 10 pounds after treatment, or your kids move out. Don't wait until you finish getting your degree, get married, move, change jobs. Don't wait until you get a new car, until your home is paid off. Don't wait until winter, spring, summer, or fall. All you got to do is call, and I'll be there, living my second act. Thank you.